Okay, so we just got the new nodes in Ulukita. How you all doing, guys? And of course, link in the description here to Shredder's page, where it's updated right now for the best workers, and I'm gonna show you guys how I'm doing it, how I set it up as well. So you go in here under the plant zones on the page, and then you can look for the city, and we're just gonna start with the ASPAC. Quick note here: if you're, I believe you have to swipe some lodging to get all of the workers, but you don't need to swipe all of it. And if you decide to go like no lodging, no CP, and just pure pay to win lodging, you still don't need to buy all of it. So be aware of that. But yeah, here we go. Right. So in ASPAC, you're looking to get 5 workers for the, like, this is the optimal setup, and this might change depending on the workload changing. Right. So workload changes depending on how many people are working there, how many people are gathering resources from those. So these might change over time. And right, so anyway, you're looking to get 2 giants and 3 goblins with the current state right now. It's going to give you the optimal value. I do want to go in and just quickly, you can go in and do some modifiers here, change some settings, right, with the numbers. So let's say that for me, here I'm gonna go in ASPAC, and I'm kind of curious about these here, right? Let's say I don't care about the rough crystals. I do care about them. Let's just say I don't. Then the question becomes, well, do I really need to actually, let's use another one. Let's take the mining here with iron and rough. I don't care about the crystals. To me, crystals are worthless, completely worthless. They are pretty much worthless anyway. So let's just go in and try and change that around just to see what happens. Maybe it changes the worker. So we go under settings here, and we go into -sac, and I say custom value 0. To me, it's worthless. So we can go in here, and we can then try and find my ASPAC, and lo and behold, right, now it's actually better value using a giant. I think most of you guys will agree that the -sacs are pretty worthless right now. I'm not even sure there's like the crystals, the opals, the rubies, and all of that. Like I've tens if not hundreds of thousands of these laying around. So I don't really care about them, but I do care about the resources here. So do be aware of this. And if you're looking for some specific resources here, you could factor in tax prices versus usage prices, right? And then make these adjustments yourself to get an optimal worker, right? So don't just copy paste it, unless you don't really care and you're gonna sell it. You can just copy paste it. You're not gonna be wrong. It's gonna be a tiny difference in efficiency, no matter like how you, as long as you're using the worker it suggests. But for me, right, I don't care about these. I set it to 0, and then suddenly, as you can see, it actually suggests that I use a giant worker instead of a goblin worker. So you can mouse over these. You guys can't see it here right now because of the stream not showing it. But it also shows you efficiency when you mouse over. So for example, here in terms of value on the, let's just use the one I just used here. If I mouse over this one on the copper and iron, right, it gives me 100% value on a giant worker and 99% on a goblin. So even with this at 0, it's a tiny difference. Over here on the excavation nodes, right, it's 100% value on a goblin, then 97% value on a giant worker. Also, you can see up here, this is goblins, that's humans, and the turtles are giants. So that's what you want to put here. And let's take a look at Muska. Here you're gonna need a lot more workers, and this is the one where you, if I remember correctly, you have to pay to win lodging to be able to get all the nodes associated with them. If you don't want to do that, then do consider just dropping some of them that you might not need. For example, this one here is like, it's the acacia, that's the rare, the limiting one anyway if you're doing the crate. So originally I hadn't taken this, but I got the lodging. I got them now, right? I'm a big worker guy, and you'll see here in a bit. Okay, so here it's pretty much all giants, just all giants, nothing else but giants in Muskal. And again, you can go and you can adjust these things. For example, if you really care about, say, monk brands, you don't care about anything else. Maybe you adjust these, maybe Acacia, maybe you don't do crates or whatnot. You just set these to 0, or maybe you factor in taxation, right? And then it could probably show a different value, right? A good point actually, Rogu. Yeah, you can use lodging elsewhere. You can send workers from Altinova, and I actually checked that earlier today. That times are not bad. You can 100% use workers from Altinova, and you'll be totally fine with that. Especially for like the 1 or 2 nodes that you can't get with lodging. So I just wanted to show you guys this, and I'm going to show you guys how I set up my workers for the connections. Right, so over here, I got from ASPAC. We went down, we got Nero Plane, City of the Dead, and from here I connect over to Atersara, and that's it, right? So that's just connected in here. I don't have any other connections here, right? That should be the full workers. Let me check if this is optimal. We go in here, we check ASPAC. Oh, okay, so interesting enough, I'm not sure about this one though. Because distance is lower. I'm not sure about this one. I'll show you here in a bit. So take this one with a grain of salt, I guess. Right, but in here, this is how I've set it up. And I'll explain why in a bit. So for Tongred Ruins, I am using down in Muscar because the distance is actually closer. So it could be like in terms of CP usage, but this here is actually faster to do. So from Muscar, I connect up. I got Darkseeker's Retreat, and we connect over to Karazai Canyon, Baja Camp, and then up to Tongred Ruins. And we're gonna need this stuff anyway because we need to get down here and connect to Velandir, to Irisat Highlands, Shakata Winds, and then over here to Stuffbear. So that's the connections I'm running. It's the best CP users I've found to get all of them. And I understand it shows on the page I just showed you guys to connect Tongred over to ASPAC. But for me, this is the highest priority, getting traces for my alchemy. And the distance is closer to Muscar. So it's faster going Muscar. Distance, by the way, for people that don't know, is pretty much just in a straight line. It doesn't matter how you connect to a node. All that matters is like basically the straight line distance that it tells you. And it is close to Muscar, so it's a bit faster with that. So yeah, that is the nodes that I've got running. And hopefully you guys can set them up and get the stuff you need. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment or drop by the stream at twitch.tv/perceptionsprime. See you on the next one.